I'm doing something I haven't done for a while. I'm doing psychic readings. And I'm doing them on this live stream because I'm finally feeling good. Yesterday I shifted out something. I don't think that I've ever felt like that in my entire life as what I did yesterday and the week leading up to it. That was something else. That was something else. So I feel a lot better today. Thanks for asking. So I'm doing psychic readings on this live stream. And like you can book your one-on-one psychic reading with me, but only for another 48 hours. I was gonna have it open for July and I changed my mind. The psychic reading one-on-one opportunity to book in with me closes in 48 hours. So I'm gonna do psychic readings on this live stream now. And if you wanna book in, the link is in the title of this live stream, but it's only available for the next 48 hours. So let me share this as always, and I shall be present with you and let you guys know how my readings work. So hi. All right. No, we don't want to share it to the page. We want to share it in my group. How are you guys feeling? Because that was like the heaviest stuff I've ever shifted in my entire life. And I've been through some pretty dark portals before. Have I what? And what that was something else. Something else. I'm not going to share about it publicly because it's too much. Like, in a sense of like what I shifted, I've never ever experienced in my life before. I will be sharing about it in my private Trust Intuition group, however. But I wanted to come and do psychic readings first because when I share that story, it's pretty deep. It's pretty deep, it's pretty big. Tamara knows because she's like trying to get information out of me of like giving her work to do, and I'm like, I can't concentrate, I can't cope, can't go away. Nope, I can't think about that right now. Like total, like I've never ever felt like that in my entire life. So, but like I feel normal today. And just yesterday, like, yeah, and the week leading up to like, yeah, anyway. So I'm curious how you guys are feeling because that was intense for me. I also got a message today as I was driving home about the stargates and the star portals opening up, which we knew that, like, everyone's like, CERN this and CERN that. And it's like, yeah, because there's bigger things going on. I spoke about that on my little energy update that I did yesterday, day before. Must have been the day before because yesterday was a wipe. Tamara says, yep, had me worried there for a bit. Yeah. Even my clients, like I go into my clients every day and I missed 3 days. Sometimes I miss a day. 3 days I missed for my clients. They're like, it's fine, Hannah. Like, I know. But the guilt that I worked through as well, that was shifting out in itself. And then, yeah, anyway, I think I need to go into Trust Intuition after this because the story is wanting to come out, but I did decide to go live for psychic readings first. So if you want to book your one-on-one psychic reading with me, there's only 48 hours left because I'm closing the doors in 48 hours to be able to get a psychic reading with me, but I'm going to do some psychic readings now. So Kelly says, I feel light in my body, beyond breakthroughs with my healing, grief, forgiveness. Next is my anger. Oh, so much anger. I think we've all been processing stuff in different ways, but I was talking with a girlfriend yesterday, a soul sister, and we were laughing because I said to her, I'm like, I think this is what people go to ayahuasca ceremonies for, because what I just cleared out was insane. And she, you know, and then she's like, she said this other stuff, and I was like, I think like our life is like a walking ayahuasca ceremony because we feel the depth of this emotion. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that people, that's what they do in ceremony. I'm like, oh, better just do it in normal day life because, you know, why wouldn't you, right? Just as I'm feeling misunderstood and feel like I'm telling everyone to be off, to fuck off, you mean? To fuck off, if you're being honest. Yep, lots of anger, lots of everybody fuck off, leave me alone stuff for sure, for sure. Marble Bar in WA. Hey, Nath. I grew up in WA. Right. All right, avoidance and stuck. I was in that for a fair bit. And then whatever I've chosen, well, I know I've chosen some big ass things like in the last, I reckon the last 3 weeks. And I know because of what I've chosen, that's why that shifted out of me yesterday. Like 100% know that. Like there's no doubt whatsoever that what I cleared out of my system yesterday, and it went so deep with the flashbacks, like it was beyond the dog attack, like it was beyond it, that like I let myself go there with it because I knew and I know what I've chosen, and I know that was, yesterday was the fallout for what I've chosen, the clear out, if you may, right? Anyway, I just wanted to say like the avoidance and stuckness has been there for a bit for me too, but when I made a decision, there's probably about 4 major massive life-changing decisions that I said yes to and chose, and then the clear out came. So, all right, let's start psychic readings. So how my psychic readings work on this live stream is, number one, you have to stay live. I definitely won't be able to get to everybody on this live stream, but if you listen carefully, you will, like, there'll be, you know, a message for you, right? And if ever you find my replays on my Facebook page or on my website, I've got a whole, yeah, you can have them. I've got a whole dedicated page to all my psychic reading live streams. And so you can go to that page, and like whenever you're needing like support or guidance, you're like, Hannah, help me, but she's not there. You can go to this page and like ask your question in your mind and just sort of like scroll the page and then stop intuitively on a video, press play, like a little toggle across to like, you know, just let it play and listen for a message, and it'll be a message for you. So if you're watching the replay of this, you can also do that. So you can like, clear your mind, breathe in, think of your question 3 times, and then scroll across. No, you don't have to do that. You just have to like think, you're just like, Hannah, tell me a message. You could do the oming and you could clear your mind, but you know, if you're like us, you'll just be like, just give me the message, please. Because you're right there with it, right? It's like, you know, our life is a walking ayahuasca ceremony. All right, so we're getting to the readings. Okay, so, all right, so if you would like a reading, you can type in yes, please right now, and then I'll have a list of yes, pleases, and then I will intuitively scan through the list and choose a person. I was almost going to say it before. I'm like, there will be scammers saying, message me for a reading because I'm so desperate and I can't build my own business without piggybacking off anyone else's account. Fucking pisses me off. So you can just report them, block them, delete them, ignore them. And you know, Facebook is like, they're not a scammer. We didn't think it was wrong because they've created a normal account. That's not a business account. It's just a normal person, and they're just doing all this fucked up shit on other people's accounts. I'm in a mood tonight, so don't stop me. So any of these people, you can just fuck them off. All right. I just got rid of that person. All right, I'm scanning through this. I'm scanning through this list now. Oh man, whatever shifted out of me yesterday, I feel like I'm like more than normal. Like I feel like I'm like, man, I haven't felt this good for a long time. So whatever shifted out of me, look out what's coming in the world soon. Oh my God. Okay. Who is this card for? Because I've already put it on my desk. Okay, Dana Murtaugh. Check out this card. I turned the camera around before. Look at this friggin' card. This is so Dana Murtaugh too. Look at it. Friggin' animal queen. Deep connection. Furred and feathered friends. Such a like protector of the realms, right? Ooh. Okay, so this is for Dana Murtaugh. So I know, right? It's such a you card. Such a you card. Like I love this card. It's so amazing. And then check out what the bottom card of the deck is. Mount Shasta. You've had so many lions around lately. That's amazing. So the furred and feathered friends, I'm actually just going to see what's in the book with this one because I haven't, I have pulled that card before, but I haven't pulled it that many times to know it off the top of my head. Okay, so the card message in the book isn't actually what I was actually already getting a message of. Okay, so the message I was getting was like I don't know if it wasn't like a protector of the realms. It's almost like a communicator of the realms. Yeah, and you've got this deep ancestral connection with not only the land but also the realms. And I feel especially at this time that the animal kingdom is calling you to connect with them more, like the land and the animals, in your local area especially, but also like throughout the world. So, and I feel that that's got something to do with your purpose. It's got something to do, it's almost like it's going to, it's like you're drawing the wisdom from the lands around the world, but not just in this lifetime, like through the portals and the realms of the lands before this time, if you may. And this is where, like, it's almost like the animals will guide you with what messages and where you need to go and how to use them in your world, if you may. In your world, like in your, you know, work and stuff that you're doing, I feel. So that's really nice of you to notice that, Peter. Like, what? Oh my God. Oh, fuck. They're on my hands too. What did you do? Did you curse me? Fuck off, mate. For real? Sorry. I told you I'm in a mood. Everybody can just like be aware of that. See what we do through the realms? Seriously. Oh my God. I find it hilarious, right? They're like, oh, did you fall asleep at a party? I'm like, oh my God, what are you talking about? Do you know what's so funny though? Those people wouldn't dare say that shit to my face on the street. That's the fuck thing about it, right? It's like, come on, mate, for real. You must have balls or something, right? Really? Okay, so Mount Shasta, and this is where I was getting the sense for you, Dana Murtaugh, where the message is coming through really strong. Like whenever Mount Shasta comes up, and does say this in the book, about like, it's almost like you're ready for the next level of information for your purpose, for like, do you know what I mean? And that's what this is. Hence, why I was, sorry, I'm getting distracted by your comments. That's why I was getting that message like through the realms, like, and it's something to do with the lands, but it's walking through the realms of the portals of the lands. I know you know what I mean, right? Because there's like your next level of information for your purpose is like trying to bust through, and I feel like you might have already been like feeling that. So I don't know if you've had sort of like body aches or like almost like things feel old, or you're like busting out of your shell, or you know how that we get those feelings like when a next level's coming, or extra tired. So yeah, so I would meditate with that and connect with that. Yeah, Yeah, perfect. Bringing the fire tonight, I know. With what shifted out of me. Yeah, huge. Okay. So I'll have another round of yes pleases. Please put them on. And you're moving house again soon. Huge. Yeah, so different, yeah, the land, like I know the animals came up on that, but it's like the land is really strong and really calling you as well with that. So yeah, something with that. For sure. All right, yes, pleases. Oh, awesome, Kelly. I love my tattoos too. I really don't like, like the thing about it is I'm like, dude, would you really walk up to me on the street and say that? Like 99.9% of them wouldn't. And that's the like thing. It's like, come on, mate. You've got some balls, don't you? Like, really? Try me. Especially tonight. All right. I see the yes, pleases. Yes, awesome. Connecting with the genius of the land. Yeah, and I just feel like, yeah, that's amazing. Because it's almost like the land is a portal to the other realms, which I don't know, like makes logical sense when we really think about it. But there's something calling you to receive the next level of information for your purpose with all of that. So yeah. Exactly, Madeline. They just talk behind your back and stare, because I hear that all the time when I walk past. Like, there's some things you hear and I'm like, dude, you want to say it to my face? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to tune in and scan through these yes pleases that have come up here. Okay. Okay. So Kelly S. Shappy. I know I probably didn't pronounce your name correctly. So Kelly Shappy. Synchronicity. So the synchronicity card. Your prayers and questions are being answered by synchronistic events. Notice them in order to increase their flow. So Kelly, I'm wondering if you've been like working on something or trying to get some, like manifesting something or waiting for something to come in or something like that. And I feel this card for you, like the synchronicity is like, don't ignore the signs, or don't, what's the word? It's not don't ignore the signs, because I feel like the signs are there for you, but it's almost like you brush them off again. Like, it's like, you're like, yeah. And then you sort of go into your like, oh, but I'm not sure. And it's almost like, I want to say, like, don't ignore the signs. Like, it's a sign, and especially when you've asked for a sign. So, like, can you let yourself receive the sign? Because if you can't even let yourself receive the sign, how are you supposed to receive the thing you're even asking for, right? The next card to come up with that is the worthiness. And again, that's the receiving, right? Are you letting yourself receive even the signs for what you're asking for? Know that you deserve to receive good in all ways. Let's see what the next one is here. This one, pay attention. Pay attention. Notice repetitious signs. See, I was getting this sign message for you. Notice repetitious signs, and your inner guidance as this can yield valuable information. Now, accept heaven's help. And I'm wondering again, like, you know, you're welcome, Dana Moda, have you been asking for signs? Like, is there something that you're working on, like I mentioned there? And it just feels like, you know, that there's a chain of events, and I feel like there's a couple more things that need to sort of click into place. And, you know, like, it's just a crystal, but I thought it was like beams and columns, like, whoops, coming down, like through the back there. And that's what it feels like. Like, this is like little beams, like coming down, and it's almost like, you know, like, can you please just notice the signs? Like, don't ignore them, and know that you're ready to receive this, right? Like, you wouldn't be asking, but again, it's like the signs. Like, there's something about the signs there. It's like, really pay attention to the signs, yeah? Samantha, there you go. See, you jumped on, or maybe you've been there. And it's like in, you know, if you pay attention, there's messages there for you, right? So, Kelly, that was for you. Leah says, I just gone and bought medicinal herb seeds and heirloom seeds for my garden. I love that. Love it. Okay, going to ask for another round of yes pleases. So I always ask for a fresh round of yes pleases, just in, so we've got a fresh line there. Okay, they're coming up. If you'd like to book a one-on-one psychic reading with me, you can do so for the next 48 hours, less than 48 hours, Saturday night. So maybe it is 48 hours, just over. Because I was going to do it for all of July, but in my huge like recalibration thing that happened yesterday, anyway, I'm only doing them for an extra 48 hours from now. Okay. Some yes pleases there, awesome. All right, let me tune into these ones. Okay, so whoever this card is that I'm about to pull, I'm getting like the synchronicity and signs is like a big part of that message as well for you. Okay, Mandy Wilson. Yes, that's correct. So Mandy Wilson. Life is better together. I just used the dolphins cards before, and this has actually got dolphins on it. Lots of heart healing, yeah, going on for you here. Life is better together. Seek assistance from your community. Connect with family, friends, or others who will support you. It can be as simple as making a phone call. And so with the signs, so Mandy, like I just said before I pulled the card, and I said, whoever this is for, the signs and synchronicity is an important part of that message as well. And then you've got this one, which is like life is better together. And I like the dolphins are really connected to the heart and heart healing. As simple as making a phone call. And I feel like for you, Mandy, there's been a lot of doubt in something that you're also working towards, or maybe moving forward away from. And like the life is better together, it's almost like you're doubting the decisions that have been made, but I feel they're a little bit out of your hands in a way, right? But I do feel there's a lot of heart healing, forgiveness, like covered in goosebumps, like openness. It's almost like you're tired of being hard and stern and angry and cold or bitter or like, do you know what I mean? And it's almost like you're like, I'm not doing that anymore. Like, and it's just almost like you've thrown this massive cape off and you're like, fuck that shit in a way. Like, do you know what I mean? Like there's something there where you're just like, I don't want to be like that anymore, or I don't want to hold on to that, or I don't know. And so there's this sort of thing you're letting go of, but it's allowing you to come together. And this one here, gliding through the currents, which is like the manta ray, right? Such beautiful cards. With a different approach, you will glide through a situation with grace and ease. Going inward and bringing your understanding, perspective, or behavior into flow will help your dreams take flight. And this is where it's like you're stepping into trust instead of like force and like rigidness, and like, you know, it's almost just like I said, it feels like you've taken off a massive cloak or something and you're stepping into trust. And this is where the signs and the synchronicity are coming into it, the deep heart healing. And you know, if we look at these cards, like they're very similar, and in this deck, like there's green and yellow and stuff, right? But there's two cards that have come out that are this deep indigo blue, and we know what that is. This is the third eye chakra, right? So, and the manta rays actually are connected to lepidolite in the liquid crystals, which is the conscious feeling, deeply connected to the heart. It's almost like I'm gonna consciously feel this. I want to open my heart again. I don't want to be hard anymore. And it's within that there's a letting go. I want to say letting go of control, and you're actually able to, like as it says, right, going inward and bringing your understanding or perspective or behavior into flow will help your dreams take flight. And it's almost like you're letting go, but it's not like you're not doing the thing, but you stop trying to force it or something, if that makes sense. So yeah, the bottom card of the deck, again, pointing this out because they're all very similar colors. Check it out, right? And this is, you know, push to the surface, and I love this card. It's like the mother's pushing the baby up. And it says, you may become complacent, you might be stalling or need a new surge of energy. Become aware of the dynamics of your life. There's another one that's like breakthrough to the dimensions, and I actually thought that's what it was, that card was, because they're very similar. But this push to the surface, right? Let's see if I can find it. So the push to the surface, you might be stalling or in need of a new surge of energy. And I feel this is more like the new surge of energy is here, or it's like because you've taken off that hard cloak and allowing the heart healing to happen, like it's allowing you to rise in a way. This is what I thought it was, this card here, but it's actually, they're very similar, which is, this is the breakthrough to new dimensions card, and this is the push to the surface. So like you might be stalling or in need of a new surge of energy. And I don't think you're stalling. I feel like you're adjusting to like the new go with the flow energy. You're adjusting. Oh, this is the kind of feeling of it. You're like, we're just gonna try this other cloak on here, and you're like, no, fuck the cloak, give me a dress instead. Like, do you know what I mean? And this is where the heart healing is coming in. It's like, you know, you're really stepping into being able to let yourself trust. There's a big trust there. Yeah, it's been a huge adjustment for you. Yeah, amazing. It's been a huge adjustment. Yeah, and this is where I'm just like, oh, it's like this this thing here. Yeah. I am very controlling at times. Yeah, interesting, right? And this is where I feel like you're learning to let go of control, which is like the biggest thing you'll ever do in anyone's life. Like, you know, if you work on that in your life, it's massive, and that is actually what opens your heart as well. Yeah, letting go of control. So continue. And like I said, it doesn't feel like you're stalling. It feels like you're adjusting to the new energy, because there's a new surge coming and you'll bust through to the new dimension. But it's now just, this is normal because you've reached this next phase, if you may. Yeah. Yeah. You're very welcome. Very welcome. All right. I have another round of yes pleases. If you'd like to book your personal psychic reading, you can. Link is in the title of this live stream. You can find it on my page as well. Okay, I did say your last name right. Okay, thanks, Kelly. Kelly says, I see signs all the time, but I feel I do block them. It's interesting because we can ask for signs and we're like, God, please help me. Angels, help me. And then the signs come and we're like, I don't believe you. Give me another sign. like, right? I'm not quite understand them yet, but I'm working on it. Yeah, and so it's, you know, it's kind of like sometimes we just block them because we don't figure them out. You know, but if we can just trust those little signs along the way, they all add up. Like that's the sign that you're on the right path. Like, you know, the thing that stops us is our own distrust of self, because we're even distrusting ourselves by asking for a sign because we don't trust ourselves, and we have to ask for someone outside of us. Yes, our angels are outside of us, right? So we simply don't trust ourselves, and it's like, what about if we just step into trust instead, you know? Yeah. Okay, let's check these yeses here. I'll go through this list, a fresh list of yes pleases. Okay, this deck. I got some really fucking big things coming, guys. I'm really excited. Really excited now after I've had the shift, because it was horrid before. It's always horrid before the shift. Okay. Okay, let's see these yes pleases. Okay, Carly Mays, is it? Is that how you pronounce your last name? Carly Maisie? Mays? Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Carly Maisie or May? Okay, Carly. I'm pretty sure I said your name correctly, right? Well, Carly. Okay, so, okay. I love when I do these readings, they like roll into one another, yeah? This is Let Your Past Go, which, oh, Myers, sorry. Okay, Myers, got it. Okay, Let Your Past Go. And we're just talking about taking the big cloak off, letting go of control, adjusting to a new dimension. You have let your past go. I feel like you have, but I feel this is more about a fear that you're going to do it wrong. It does feel like a past life fear that's almost like holding you back energetically in a way. Let your past go. It feels like, yeah, past life fear is interfering, but it doesn't necessarily feel like, you know, let this relationship go, let this go, whatever. It more feels like a fear that you have about stepping into your service role in your work. You know, I'm not sure if you're a healer or if you do this sort of work, but it feels like you want to in some way, shape or form, and you're scared, but it's coming from deep past life. But I also feel like almost like ridicule from this lifetime in a way, right? There's shower of abundance, there's blessings in disguise, there's time to go, and then there's acceptance. So with the acceptance card, it does feel like, you know, like maybe there's a relationship that you need to let go of, but I feel, like I said, I feel like it's not like, that's not really the issue, if you may, but there is an acceptance of what has been, yeah? And then coming back to these, it feels important, this order. So focus on service, the shower of abundance. It's like, can you stop stressing out and trying to figure out the goddamn how and actually step into this instead? It's not about how, but everyone's like, I don't know what to call myself. And I'm like, if you watch the first 2 years of my live streams, I'll introduce myself as something different every time. And these days, I think I forget to introduce myself half the time. I'm like, oh, that's right, I'm Hannah. Sorry, guys. It's like, you must know me by now, right? I'm pretty sure I forget. So focus on service. You are supported as you step up, but you have to step up. This comes in when this happens, not other way around. Not like, oh, I will when. No, this one first, then this one. Blessing in disguise. So where you currently are right now is also a blessing in disguise, meaning this like toing and froing, not sure, but scared, all these things holding you back. Actually, it's a blessing in disguise because I want to say you're moving through something, but it's also teaching you something, and I'm going to say you're about to bust through. That breakthrough to new dimensions card is also coming to mind that I just pulled out the other day. This time to go is about walking away from an unhealthy situation. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Endings are merely the start of a new beginning, and we are with you through each phase and cycle. So there is something that you are needing to walk away from, like, completely. And this is where I said, like, the let your past go. It does feel tied into relationship, but that's not the main issue. But this one is like, yeah, you need to clear up the threads from that, because I feel there's like an energetic discord almost, and almost like you're worried about what they're going to say or think about you by doing this work, so to speak. And it's almost, I keep hearing it's irrelevant, right? It's irrelevant, but I also feel that those fears and it's real energetic, sort of subtle, like it's almost like you're paralyzed, like that energetic paralyzed feeling, you know, that feeling. It's like you're like, yeah, but then you're just like blank, or, you know, and so I would be working on, like, you could do past life meditation. There's past life meditation on my website, just to unhook those threads, because it's not from this lifetime, it is from the past lifetimes, depending. And that's sort of just going to free you, energetically clear you, if you may, because there might have been some almost like witch hunt sort of energy from that is, you know, you're toing and froing a little bit, but you know you need to do this and you do it, but you're worried about this. But if you just let yourself do this and not worry about this, like there's a fine line between, we need to be clear on our finances and we need to focus on it and build it and understand it, etc. 100%. Like, you need to understand business, like it's the way of the world. But when there's too much worry and fear about it and not enough of this, well, we know what happens, right? So blessing in disguise, because you're about to break through to new dimensions. You need to let go energetically of past stuff, and then coming into the acceptance, I feel that this is the peace, and also like like the soul nourishment from you actually doing your service and purpose work gives you that sense of peace, which is the acceptance. Very sacral chakra, very nourishing, and that feeling allows this to come in. So they're very tied in together. Yeah. So past life meditation, you can find it on my website, realityawareness.com. Scroll down, there's the audio meditation section, and do the past life meditation. You could do it 3 times, yeah, in the space of a week. Let's let it go out any longer than a week if you're going to do that process. Unhook yourself, release the vows from the past, and then sit your ass down and do the service work. Yeah? That one. You're amazing and so spot on. You're welcome. You're so very welcome. All right, give me another round of yes pleases. I'm going to turn my heater off because I thought I would get hot, and I did very quickly. Okay. Yes, please. My computer's like a big fan or something. I think I need a new computer. All right. Okay, Tamara and Lisa. Tamara and Lisa. I'm doing 2. Lisa Stagg and Tamara Turner, the deer. So Tamara is the deer. Gentleness and diplomacy. Diplomacy. It's like a diploma. Hey, are you doing a diploma? You're doing something. I know you are, Tamara. I always get all those terminologies mixed up. I think you're doing traineeship. Is that that's different to a diploma? Anyway, that's coming to mind. Okay, so Lisa and Tamara. I'm reading 2 people at once, so bear with me. There's a flow that I do with 2 people at once. Okay, I was just talking about trust a lot in the previous readings. Look what's come up. So the deer, trust. Some people get scared. Traineeship. Oh, diploma in business. There we go. Diploma. Oh, this is hilarious. Okay. The doubt's coming up again. Are you, yeah, okay, because of trust. Are you doubting the choices that you've made? Right? But drop into trust about it. Interesting, because look what the next card is. Death. Going through a rebirth right now. That's why all the doubt's there. You're like questioning everything. Lisa, I feel it's a very similar space for you as well. Not necessarily about a traineeship and a diploma for you, Lisa. Is Lisa still here? But also, like, there's something that you're, I want to say, walking away from or something, right? So I saw a deer having a baby the other morning on way to ceremony. Amazing. Birthing. Yeah, okay, Lisa's here. Oh, Lisa Stag, look, the deer. Sorry, it's important. I think there's actually a stag in this deck, actually. Anyway. So, yeah, because Lisa, I feel there's the gentleness, the diplomacy, like you're learning something, but it's a whole different scenario. Like, I don't necessarily think you're at school, Lisa. I feel this is more about some other aspect in your life. Anyway, for both of you, there is doubt there that you've made the right choice, but what's actually happening is you're going through a rebirth, and that will create the doubt. And the more, oh yeah, leaving one business to step into healing work. There we go. So the death is like, will bring up all the doubt, and it'll bring up so much doubt. It'll bring up like all the doubt you've ever thought of, right? Because when you're doing a new thing, this takes time to solidify into your being, into your life, into your physical, emotional, energetic, spirit, like the whole, all of the layers of you. And when that solidifies, and this is, it's brown, looks orange, browny orange. Again, sacral chakra. So your birthing, sacral chakra is where we're nourished. It's where we birth our creations. It's where we birth babies. Men have a sacral chakra too. It's where the creation happens. Your life purpose is gestated. So I feel like you've been in this space for quite some time now. The doubt is coming up really strongly, okay, because I feel that maybe something else is calling your heart. This is all green. Something else is actually calling your heart, and it's almost like you feel restricted because you're here and you have to be here and you're stuck here in a way, and it's like something's sort of pulling you back, but you have to move forward, and then you're like, and it's like you're going through a birth canal and you're about to pop through. But within that is a death of the old self, and it feels like death. It's like it's the worst feeling in the world, but a lot of shedding, a lot of letting go of things you didn't think that you'd ever let go of either. Yeah? Because look what you're stepping into. Queen! It's the queen energy, but this is what you're hoping for and what you're scared of. You're hoping this is happening, but you're shit scared of it at the same time. You're like, yes, but actually, hang on a sec, yes. It's like this toing and froing again. Wasn't this similar to the last card? And look what the bottom card of the deck is. I think they're just all same readings in all different cards and all the same messages in all these readings tonight. Letting go, like I'm pretty sure time to go was the last one, right? And the overlying card is the water fairy, yeah, which is the feelings and emotions, yeah. And this is where it's like toing and froing, and so the best thing to work through letting go of the death rebirth cycle is the tears. Is allowing yourself, I want to say giving yourself permission to be in the like toing and froing, because that's part of the letting go process. That's part of stepping into deep trusting yourself as well. Just don't get stuck there and don't beat yourself up there, right? But it is part of letting go process, because you're birthing a whole new reality of this. Strong boundaries, effortless ease of manifesting, working on yourself, having lots of time for yourself, allowing yourself to be the queen of your kingdom, and not letting anyone interfere in that, step into that. And it's just, it feels like you're downloading a whole new frequency about that. There's a whole new like light coming through like this. I was just like, what is this? And it's actually like a gap in the curtain. So you can see through the window onto the servant or what have you there that he is. But it's like this whole new world is like coming through your crown and birthing into reality. Yeah, yes, exactly that. Spot on. Yes. And so keep trusting, right? Trust more than you doubt. But if you're not sure, like, you know, like I said, if you're in doubt or if it's like really prevalent, it's just because you're about to push through that. Yeah, you're about to push through that. Yes, a male deer is a stag. Yes. Yeah, I thought there was a stag. I'm pretty sure there is a stag in this deck as well as the deer. Pretty sure there is. I'm pretty sure I pulled it several times for my clients recently. It's been out a lot. Anyway, okay, another round of yes, please. Yes, she did, Kathy. Yes. Yep, she did this, and this lot. Yeah. Healer. Because I'm a healer. Okay, yes, pleases. Okay, which deck? This one. Has felt endless. I know. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. You'll hear about it in Trust Intuition group. Okay. All right. So if you'd like to book a private one-on-one psychic reading, send me a message. I can send the link, or you can just type in reading and we'll send you the link. You can also find the link in the top of this live stream. You can find it on my website at realityawareness.com as well. You're so welcome, Mandy. You're so very welcome. Okay. I got some yes pleases. Okay, just checking here. Okay. Hardeep Kaur. Is that how I pronounce your name? Hardeep Kaur. I don't know that I'm pronouncing your name correctly. It's Kaur. I never know if I pronounce that correctly. Yay, that's so awesome getting a joint reading, right? Well, I just did a joint reading for you guys. I think it's awesome because I did. Yes, Hardeep Kaur. Okay, awesome. This one's for you. Your name jumped out. So the first card that I pulled off is Patience. That's the first one that came out. And then these ones, okay. Okay, it feels like you have... These readings just roll into one another. What Tamara said, it's endless. But it feels like... It's like... I don't feel there's a sense where you're just like walking around going like, when is this going to end? Like... But it just feels like there's a part of you that's like, wow, and it's still going, and it's still here. It doesn't feel annoying or frustrating, but it's just still here, and it's still present. And I feel that there's a part of you that does sort of whip up every now and again, and you're just like, oh my God, what's happening? But I feel it's more just a letting go. It's almost like a slow letting go. And that's the Patience card that's come up first. Yeah, and this is the Archangel deck. This is Archangel Jophiel. Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. And I just feel like it's, you know, like whenever I'd pull this card, like in the first early days of my spiritual awakening, I'd always pull this card. And I used to get so annoyed about it. And if I look at where I am in my purpose now to where I was in 2005, like I'd always pull this card and I'm just like, like why can't it be now? Sort of thing. Like, so Patience. And when I was talking about the slow process, slow healing, slow letting go or something like that, like it's not slow, but it's just taking time. And it's not that it's slow, like dragging out. That's just how long it takes or something like that. And the Comfort card with Archangel Azrael, and then this card was underneath it, which is a clairvoyance and seeing the truth about this situation and also seeing into the other realms. So I was talking a lot about the realms at the start with Dana Murder. The Comfort card there, I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. And it just feels like there's a sense of, like there's grief. I don't know if you're letting go of a loved one at all, like if they're dying or deceased or someone passed over an animal or something recently as well, like, but there is a grief and a letting go. But this sort of sense of a slow process feels more like something else that you're working on or waiting for things to come together, and they feel out of your control, but you just have to deal with it. And like, there's just something there with that. And this one, and this is where I was saying, like, see the truth of the situation. So there's a grief there. And I wonder if you're waiting for someone or something. It's fine getting the relationship stuff. It's like you're waiting for someone or something. And this is like, but see the truth about the situation. See the truth about the reality. Because the clairvoyance is like, yes, your third eye, seeing ghosts, seeing clairvoyant, all the clairvoyant stuff. But it's about seeing the truth of the reality in the right now. And there's a letting go that's happening, or / has to happen. Let's pull another card there about that. Okay. and spiritual understanding. So this is where like more information is coming in for you. I just had to ask for more information, right? So more information, and this is where it's a little bit frustrating because you're waiting for the more information and it just doesn't come in yet, in a way. Do you know what I mean? And it's like it's all got to come down to earth. Like all this esoteric information comes down to earth. So Raziel is, he's come up twice actually. So Raziel is the Archangel of Transformation. He's the Archangel of taking that esoteric information and bringing it into spiritual understanding in reality. He's also obviously third eye, seeing the truth, clairvoyance, also the rainbows. So if you've been seeing rainbows around or anything like that, he's the one like bringing that information down through all, like the whole spectrum of reality. It also feels like there's just more information coming through, and I think that's where the little bit of frustration or patience card is coming in, where there's almost like there's nothing you can do but wait. Like, but wait for that information. There's the relationship harmony card, and as far as like, what sort of relationship is that about, you know? What is that about there for you? Yeah, so something about a relationship, but the patience, but the letting go. But it's like, it's almost like you can't let go until the more information comes in. Yeah, it's almost a tricky situation. I think that's just what you're in. It's a tricky situation. You just have to be patient with it. Just have to deal with it. It's just okay. It's happening. There's a lot of things that need to like fall into place, and there's nothing you can do about that. Like that bit's out of your control in a way. Yeah, there's something with that. But it's happening. It's just slow. And it's frustrating. Time with that. So I do healings on my psychic reading calls. So in my 30-minute psychic readings, there's just a 30-minute psychic reading you can book one-on-one with me. In the upgrade, we do that over video call. So we do cards, of course, but it's more of a healing, the upgrade one. Yeah. And so the upgrade is where we actually clear. So it's like a distance healing, but we're face to face because it's more powerful that way. And we clear a lot of stuff in a short amount of time. So if you're needing more than just a reading, that would be the one to book. And if you actually want more support, then the deluxe one is the way to go. And that's where we get the 2 weeks of the Telegram support, so voice messages and text messages in between our calls. So we get 3 calls on the deluxe as well. You're very welcome, Hardeep. All right, so I'm gonna love you guys and leave you. If you'd like to book your private psychic reading with me, send me a message, or you can type in psychic on this live stream, or yeah, someone's going to scam my account. So people are, thanks for sharing that, Dana Murta. So they've created a reality awareness account. They'll use my picture, but if you look carefully, there'll be grammar errors or there'll be something that's weird. Usually on the page, they just share all my posts. They don't post anything, they just share them all. Just delete them, block them. You can report them, but they've become really savvy, and you know, because they used to just set up a business page. And when you report a fake scam business page, like Facebook's like, oh yes, that's bad. But they've become smart and they'll just set up a personal profile, name the personal profile, you know, reality awareness. So when we go to report it, Facebook's like, this is just a person. What are you talking about? You know, nice way. So yeah, requesting now. So just block them, you know. Sometimes people play around with them and like, you're a scammer, dude. Like, really? They have 2 pages. Yeah, they'll do that. It does put me off doing psychic reading live streams because it's quite, it happens. Like, see, I haven't had it for a while because I haven't done psychic readings for a while. And it got to a point where it just put me off a bit. Hence, I haven't done them for a while. But it's not just me. Like, a lot of conscious light workers, people who are talking about spirituality, consciousness, the truth. It's those people that get hammered by scammers and fake accounts, and it's kind of interesting. I personally believe they're getting paid from it. like from corporations. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject. Yeah, so just delete them. So thanks for coming and sharing and letting us know that, Dana Moda. I appreciate you. Okay, if you'd like to book a one-on-one. Oh, by the way, see, I won't message you, right? So, you know, and if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If you're ever unsure, send me a message and I will confirm it for you or not. But if you're already questioning it, you already know. Thanks, beautifuls. All right, lovely to have you here. I shall see you soon. Bye.